We're not looking at a very strong wide receiver class in the 2025 NFL Draft. It's very crucial that we have some wide receivers exceed expectations. However, I might give you some cushion if you do not do so well at the NFL Combine. Tez Johnson jacked his stock up at the NFL Draft, running a 4.55 40-yard dash on the first attempt, 4.51 on the second attempt. Looking at the numbers here, and this is weighing at 154 pounds. Size was against us to begin with, and we need to run low 4.4s, 4.3s to be competitive at this weight. Honestly, from a metric perspective, we're going over the numbers with these players all day long and every day pretty much. So click that subscribe button to get your information for the 2025 NFL Draft and Dynasty rookie drafts. Tez Johnson's stock was on the rise going into today because he was cooking in the Senior Bowl. He was looking good at the Senior Bowl. He was burning everybody up. There's some good here and there's some really bad here. The weight, 154 pounds. We knew this coming in at the Senior Bowl. We knew this stacked the odds against him, but he was creating separation. He was looking good. 4.55, 40-yard dash, unofficial, and a 4.51. Even if that gets adjusted to be a little bit faster, it can't be adjusted that much. Very crucial for Tez Johnson. The vertical, though, 37 inches. We're going to have a decent burst score. We're going to have an okay burst score. So we can create separation with that. We can be explosive out of the blocks. We can be explosive running routes. The thing is, the question with Tez Johnson now, our NFL team's going to look at his size compared to that speed and just pass on him. And just keep passing on him. Typically, when we look at the 40-yard dash, and when a player really fails it pretty bad, where people are making memes about them, Tez Johnson, I guarantee we look and there's probably some memes somewhere on Twitter about this. They're going to fall in the draft. Audric Estime was the main guy last year. But it's not always going to mean that that player can't be productive, because Kyron Williams failed the combine as well, and look what he's doing. But he's fighting for that second contract because he fell in the draft. Other players have failed the combine and never brought their stock back up. That is one thing we can definitely say about that. And Tez Johnson looks like he could be one of those guys. The impact here, he's likely going to be drafted on day 3. Late day 2 at the highest. But at that size, at that lower speed score, 5.1 RAS score, relative athletic score, ranked among wide receivers from 1987 to 2025, ranks 1,672 out of 3,408. So there's 1,671 wide receivers ever to play the game since 1987 that has better athletic scores due to the size of just athleticism. His speed score is going to be poor. It's going to be poor. Bottom 10th percentile. His burst score is going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be around 70-ish. And I'm just guessing here. I could be way wrong, but not on the speed score. Not on the speed score. That's going to be low. 154 pounds. That's so low that I do not really know how to equate for that in the back of my mind. I look at speed scores every day. That's low. That's low. The odds of NFL teams looking at him, wanting to draft him, is going to be bad. It's not going to be looking good. He's going to be falling in drafts. That is the one thing to say. We can say, look at the tape. Look at the tape, look at the tape, look at the tape. But this is in coherence with the rest of the NFL draft, other positions of need, and everything else. I look for him to fall down the board. For Dynasty rookie drafts, we weren't looking at wide receivers anyways. So maybe you catch him at a value where you got to pull the trigger. Maybe he goes to the right situation where he can climb the depth chart. He is technical. He can create separation. And we saw that at the Senior Bowl. We see that on his tape. He is twitched up, especially moving laterally. Those numbers are going to be an issue for a lot of teams in the NFL. That's going to be a big issue. That's going to be a big issue for his draft stock. I expect his draft stock to plummet. Like I said in a few of these other videos, only about 5% of players will see a heavy reduction in their draft stock from these numbers. And about 5% of these players will see a heavy increase to their draft stock from these numbers. He's one of the very few from the last 24 hours that we saw getting hit heavy in the draft stock. He's going to get heavy. Like, you're going to see article after article. Loser at the combine. Loser at the combine. Not a winner at the combine. Your winner, loser articles. He's going to be on the loser side on a lot of them. You want to count them up? Google it here in the next 24 to 48 hours. Monday, do it. Monday, do it. He'll be in a lot of those. That does not mean he can't be a good player at the NFL. It means he lost some money. It means he lost some money, and the odds are now stocked more against him because he's going to fall in the draft. NFL teams won't have sunk cost on him, so they can bring in other players, even if he's looking good, somewhat good, developing on the team. Someone else comes their way that they like, they're not going to think twice because they don't have anything invested into him. That's a big impact, a big detriment to his career here. Tez Johnson, let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.